So that recession everyone was worried about earlier this year?
We're in a scenario where we have a stagflationary environment. I think the economy is going to cool off. I think we'll have a recession by the end of this year or the beginning of next year, and we'll still have rising food prices and rising energy prices. And unfortunately, the Fed's monetary policy just can't change that.
I think the market has been pricing a recession since the beginning of the year.
And then began worrying about it again?
But our base case is that the U.S. economy will go into a recession by the middle of next year.
Turns out that recession everyone was worried about has finally arrived. But right now, it's only for America's rich. Sticky inflation and a weakened stock market continue to disproportionately pressure wealthy Americans as more and more high-income earners file unemployment claims, according to Bank of America's August 2023 Consumer Checkpoint Survey.
The biggest engine for wealth creation in the world, the driver of wealth, is the stock market. It is also the driver of wealth destruction.
So why should we care about this so-called recession? Because of something called the wealth effect. That's when the declining value of financial assets leads to a decline in consumption. And since the U.S. economy relies on consumer activity for most of its growth, fewer people buying fewer things can lead to a stagnant economy. Here's why the long-awaited recession has arrived for America's rich and why it matters for everyone else.
Was a year where the stock market was down very sharply, and we started to see home prices turn south, particularly in some of those hot markets where tech jobs, had helped drive those prices up. As the tech sector cooled, you started to see prices fall. So that had a pronounced impact on the net worth of a lot of households in 2022. Some of that has come back in 2023 as markets have rebounded, not quite to the record levels seen at the beginning of 2022, but a hearty rebound nonetheless.
2023 saw a slight bull rally during the summer, despite rate hikes thanks to a strong and resilient consumer.
A lot of the hurdles that were in place in January are still in place right now. It's not as if we've seen some sort of super positive reinforcement of like, this is why we can get rid of that sort of uncertainty and replace it with certainty.
Hi, it's Tisha Power, and I'm reminding you to subscribe because it is free to subscribe, and you can learn and earn money, and there are surprises for subscribers. Once we hit 100,000, we've gotten 1.6 million views. Yay! Now we need to get the subscribers up so that you can learn and earn money and to get surprises. And check out the tag products today, brought to you by Ulta Beauty. They're lovely, they're spectacular, they're gorgeous. Now you can watch your favorite podcast and shop at the same time. Going forward, as of today, all the products we're bringing on the tag products on Ulta Beauty, they're all under $100. I'll give you some sample products. These are not under 100, but some of them are. So you've got to check them out. All the tag products today. Imagine shopping and watching your favorite podcast. Ulta Beauty will ship to you. We'll be back to talk about what CNBC had to say about the recession. And that was CNBC, and they were talking about the fact that the United States and probably most of the world is already in a recession. So they use some words that I don't want you to be scared of because we're just going to define them. A recession is a temporary economic decline, and inflation is a general increase in price. And stagnation is when it's not moving. So they use all these big words, so I just broke them down for you. And inflation is not a recession. We'll have both a recession and inflation. The two wars that are going to be fought, Ukraine and Russia, and Hamas and Israel, it's not going to help the inflation or the recession. That's what's going to cause more inflation and recession. But should you be worried about these things? Absolutely not. You should learn to invest. Now, they talked about the stock market and how the stock market made a lot of people very wealthy. So here are some stocks that you should look at. Apple. Apple is at the time of writing this, which was November 3rd. Apple was at 176.10. Facebook was at 313.10. Amazon 138.91. Google 128.67. Microsoft 357.71. What does that have to do? I thought stocks are rigged. Stocks are actually not rigged. This is how you make wealth in America. If you don't feel comfortable buying stocks, then look into mutual funds. Mutual funds are when you have a bunch of stocks and sometimes bonds. So speak to one of your lenders, get a mutual funds going, but you need to hedge yourself against this recession. You know, the government is not going to bail you or me. You have to bail yourself. I have to bail myself. I tell people to look into Bitcoin as well. Let's look at Bitcoin. It's a passive income. Right into the show, it was at 34,530. Bitcoin you can use to flip. You could supply and demand. There's only 21 Bitcoin. There's not a lot of Bitcoins that are mining. Bitcoin is decentralized. It can be used to pay bills anywhere in the world. So Bitcoin highs were at 61,539, and the low of Bitcoin is 63,470. Right enough the show, Bitcoin is at 34,530. And when I started the show, Bitcoin was at 24,000, and my early subscribers are making money. Yay! Because they watch, and I went in at 24, and I told everybody to go in at 24. I told people to bring in 500,000. So if they did, most people are up $1,000 already. And yes, it's not too late to invest in Bitcoin, but don't invest all your eggs in one basket. That's stupid. Anything can happen. Here's some investments advice for you. These are the investment stuff, some of the top investments that we have. Real estate, stock market, digital asset. Think about YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or digital currency like Bitcoin. Think of bonds and mutual funds. Think of an online business, Amazon, Shopify, or think of Forex currency. These are all investments that I personally have, and I'm just telling people these work. There are other investments out there, but real estate works, the stock market works, YouTube works, Facebook works, Bitcoin works, bonds, mutual funds, and online. So if you're supposed to buy real estate, a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, $265. Well, if you're a second home, it's 10% down, it's $26,500. If you're a first-time buyer, U.S. citizen or green card holder, it's 3%. You're going to amortize $257 over 30 years. At 8%, that's $1,926 for principal and interest. Put in 10% down, $1,791 principal and interest. Of course, you could rent a 3-bedroom for a lot more than that. So you see how you make money. So, what are the pros and cons of real estate? Income, that's the pro. Appreciation, hedges against inflation, and it's a good leverage. And the disadvantage of real estate, it costs money. Money to get in, money to keep it. You have to maintain it. Management and low liquidation. I'm Tisha Paul. Go ahead and hit that like and that subscribe button for free.